welcome to another exciting episode of Chatime. This week we learn about how meditation at work can help us have a stress-free day. We also learn how to make sushi in cha recipe, and Rame from Noora's Mediterranean kitchen cooks us up something we can enjoy near Christmas time. And finally, Neha is back with yoga. These days, executives and employees deal with increasing amounts of pressure to boost productivity while also dealing with personal stress. For some, this presents a formidable challenge, but for one representative from the art of living, it's all about balance.
Shweta is from Mumbai and is a private banker by profession. She's an expert in the field of wealth management, but she has also recently visited New Zealand on another matter.
I've come all the way to New Zealand to participate in a blessing course, which is by Art of Living. And it's a technique which enables you to heal people who are suffering from certain disorder or ill health or something. So I've come here to learn that technique with one of my teachers.
Recognizing that there was a need to teach personal skills to professional people, the Art of Living Foundation and its sister organization, the International Association for Human Values, developed the APEX course in conjunction with a world-class team of experts.
APEX, as we describe, is achieving personal excellence. It's basically designed keeping into mind the corporates, the team building and all. How do you have your leadership programs? But most of the leadership programs, when they focus more on the professional skills, what we try to bring in different through APEX is personal skills. Like we kind of focus more on development of personal skills because we truly believe that professional skills as can be acquired, and there are too many colleges and universities and books and programs which can teach you. But personal skills with something, professional skills depends upon personal skills, right? At the end of the day, if you have too much of volatility of emotions in yourself, how much ever focused you were in your work, you would probably not be able to, because you are dependent upon your internal environment, and that affects your performance, your attrition rate in the organization, your team building and all that. So we had done a study wherein we did figure out that a lot of people, the attrition rate basically is because of most of the time the environment in the office. People don't really always leave for better money, but if you really have good team management and your team at work is good, you are belonging to, that feeling of belongingness is there within each other. You feel like working for the organization. So it's like you inspiring an individual to you work with you, then motivating a person to work with you. So it has a longer sustainability. It's because inspiration comes from within. Motivation, you have to keep giving things, and it's very time limited. It has a limited time, like for 6 months or 1 year. How long can you motivate a person? But if you inspire a person, something which comes from within, really. So we call it as inspiring individuals and transforming organizations.
One of the most important aspects of the course is the substitution of external stimuli for internal ones, such as breath.
We teach you how to be less dependent upon external stimulations like cigarettes or alcohol, or people have this tea coffee habit, and if you feel restlessness, the first thing you would do is would go out and smoke or something, and all of us know that smoking is injurious to health, but sometimes when emotions are not in control and you really want to calm your mind, what you do is you just go out and smoke. So what we're trying to do here is we're substituting that with the breath, which is your own, which you can actually use to calm yourself down, and which will really bring you more and more focus, because all these external stimulators are very momentary, but they lead you to a bad health, right? So this is something which is healthy, which is sustainable, and which is very easy to do. You just breathe in and breathe out. Breathing is happening to you, right? And a lot of us think that we breathe. Breathe is something, breath is something that's just happening to you. But most of the time, you're not even conscious about your breath, unless you're running or you're climbing up the stairs and, all that stuff. So this is a very beautiful technique that we teach you in APEX, which, breaks could be different. Even in India, you'll see the youngsters and everybody, it's like a fashion thing. It's not always a stress-related thing, but if you go to parties, you have to smoke and everything. But what we're trying to say here is that we want to introduce you to something that your own breath can do so much of miracles to you. And yoga and meditation has been talked about since years and ages now.
The techniques learned from the Apex course are simple and can be done anywhere.
Sitting in front of your computer, deep breath is something that you don't really need to go out and, you're not making sounds like, right? It's like a breathing and you just have to be conscious about your breath. So, basically it's a technique. We just do a hand holding and then everything is taken, an individual does it on their own. We're just doing a hand holding to start, that give you a push that, okay, this is the way it has to be done. And once you're aware of that, you can do it while driving, you can do it while sitting in a conversation with a person. It's all about focusing on your breath. At an individual level, it brings in more focus, it brings in more control over your emotions, it obviously gives you a very healthy living, and you become more centered, then you're not getting affected by too many things around you, because situations will always be there around. What you really get taken, you get tensed about is about the people outside. So personal level, I think it's an involvement. At an organization level, I'll say it's a better productivity, better teamwork. You know how to utilize the resource to its best and the maximum utilizations. And you're inspiring an individual for yourself to work for you than just motivating, because then again it's going to be so. We have seen the results that the productivity has increased drastically after having Apex programs, because the lesser the stress, the more output, because then you're not getting, kind of involved into entertaining more thoughts.
The Apex course is a secular one, and the concepts contained within the program will apply to people regardless of their religion.
It's very generic, because see, if you talk about breath, it's very generic, so it's not religious. If you talk about knowledge points, they're very secular. They talk about that, okay, teams should work together and you should take care of demand and supply capability of a person. So these points don't relate to any religion. I think it's a very secular point.
Of course, despite the universal concepts contained within Apex, adjustments can be made in order to suit the needs of a particular business.
So yes, we take into consideration what kind of management is doing the course. Are we having an IT people? Are we having hospitality people? Are we having a banking set of people? Under that also, you have senior management, you have junior management, middle-level management. So there's a process before we start the Apex program. We see all these things, like we would want to know from the HR or from the team that who all are doing the courses, what is their profile. Basis that we kind of develop, we customize a lot of knowledge points, because not everything is suited to all, right? Because a senior level management would need more from the point of view of a middle level or a junior level management. So employees form a company and company needs employees. So it's like it's a relationship which goes hand in hand. So it's for all, I would say. It's basically what runs your organization is the set of people that you have. And if your set of people are the ones who are really good to carry that, it will result into an organization's betterment. And the program usually is a 3-day program, but we do customize it for our corporates for 2.5 days, over a weekend or something. So basis if a corporate has a condition that we want to do it 2.5 days, we can bring it down to 2.5 days.
The Apex course has been taken by a number of companies around the world.
We had the World Bank do the course for Apex. We've had NASA done a course for Apex. We've had Barclays Wealth and DSP Merrill Lynch, and we had Shangri-La. We recently did a course at Coke. So yeah, we are going global. People are seeing a lot of advantage in the course.